Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Babatunde, and in today's video we want to talk about how you can become a front-end engineer in the year 2022. Before we start, a brief introduction about myself. My name is Babatunde and I have been a front-end engineer for the past 4 years, working professionally, building applications using Angular, Vue.js and Next.js. And in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can become a front-end engineer like myself or even better in the year 2022. So without further ado, let's get into the slides. So who is a front-end engineer? So a front-end engineer basically plans, designs, builds and implements the user interface systems of websites, software programs and web-based applications. So basically you'll be working with a UI designer, hopefully. The UI designer creates the designs using Adobe XD, Photoshop or Figma, and then it gives you the design or prototype. Then you take the design and then you convert it using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. And that's it. All right. So, but you also will be working with a backend engineer. A backend engineer gives you the API endpoint, application programming interface. You take the endpoint and then you consume the endpoint. Let's say, for example, you have an application that requires the user to fill in the username, the password, and email address, and they click send. The data that the user inputs gets sent to the backend to the server via an API endpoint using the post request method. Okay, so as a front-end engineer, you'll be working with a back-end engineer and also a UI engineer. It depends on how the structure of the company is. So how do you become a front-end engineer in the year 2022 like myself or even better? So first off, you need to have a computer and know how to use the computer. You need to have a basic understanding of how the computer works. Okay, you need to know how to use your computer. You need to know what are peripheral devices, input peripheral devices or output peripheral devices, or what is an operating system. All right, you need to be able to navigate your computer by yourself. You need to be able to install programs, uninstall programs. You need to be able to set time and date. Just joking. Anyway, but the idea is for you to have a little understanding of how your computer works. It doesn't matter if it's a Windows PC or a Mac PC. You need to know how to use a computer. And most importantly, you need to learn how to type. When I was learning how to type, I was using a software program called Marvel's Beacon. I don't know if it's available right now, but you can go online and check for typing softwares that you can use. That way you can increase your productivity by 1 million times. Just joking. But the idea is you don't want to be using one finger to be typing. Like you're looking for P on the keyboard, you're looking for Q on the keyboard, you're looking for where is I, oh where is comma, and all of that. No, you don't want that. It's going to slow you down. It's going to decrease your productivity. You need to learn how to type. And there's a certain way you place your hands on the keyboard as well. So you need to learn all of those things. Once you're done with that, then you need to delve into HTML. HTML simply means hypertext markup language, and it's about the structure of your web application. And then CSS talk about the style, and then JavaScript talk about functionality. Okay, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are like the three horsemen of web development or front-end engineering. All right, then you need to go into version control or Git. All right, so and then you need to create some sort of like an account on GitHub. As you're learning how to code, as you're learning how to build your applications, you need to be able to push those applications to your GitHub account. Okay, it's important. And then responsiveness. While you are building your application, always build with the user in mind, because most of our users that visit our applications use their mobile devices. So you need to be able to build the application in such a way that caters for all kinds of devices. Your application should be responsive enough to adapt to the device. It's important. All right, that's what makes you a very good front-end engineer in part. All right, then you need to learn about RESTful services or APIs, and then you delve into CSS frameworks like Bootstrap, which is the OG of all CSS frameworks, and then Tailwind CSS, and then Balmer CSS. They give you some sort of like foundations for styling, so you don't need to build anything from scratch, from ground up. You already have the styles available for you to use. All you just need to do is sort of tap it into the styles and then you use it. Once you're done, once you're comfortable with your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, also don't forget semantic HTML is also very, very important for accessibility purposes. Okay, so once you're comfortable with that, you're good with your CSS, you're good with your JavaScript, at least to a reasonable extent. Okay, you are comfortable with JavaScript, not like comfortable, but to a reasonable extent you're comfortable. Then you cannot delve into frameworks. Don't delve into any framework without understanding the basics of JavaScript. Don't. Like, don't. Right? So you need to be able to have an understanding of these things before you delve into frameworks. All right? So we have the popular ones. We have the if you're visiting from the future in 2022, the popular ones are Angular, Vue.js or Next.js, React, Next, and Svelte. All right. So for this channel, we basically do tutorials on Angular, Vue, and Next. I don't do React, and I do Svelte. But later on, as we go, we are going to be seeing tutorials on Vue.js, Next.js, and Svelte as well. Once you're done with the application, the next question is, where do I host my web applications? So there are several platform as a service that you can use to host your application. We have Heroku, we have Vessel, we have Azure App Service, we have AWS, we have Google App Engine, and we have the GitHub pages. Okay, I'll be doing some tutorials on how to host your Angular application or your Vue.js application to Heroku coming soon. Well, that's a lot. Yeah, it's quite a lot of work. You might say, oh, it's a lot of work learning how to code, learning how to become a front-end engineer. I have to do all of these things and all of that. Yeah, you have to. But you have to keep on believing that you can. Okay, so when you have a dream, you have to grab it and never let go. You have to stay consistent. You have to be consistent. All that you need is your laptop and data and a mind that is ready. That is the mindset that you need to delve into 2022 as a front-end engineer. You need the mindset. You need to be in that state of, irrespective of what happens, I'm going to keep on pushing. If I encounter any bug, I'm going to go online, I'm going to search for the solutions to the bug. I'm going to continue. Don't you ever give up. So you believe you can and you're halfway there. It's actually very important. You need that belief. You need to change your belief system in such a way that it can accommodate all of these challenges that you might face on the road. Right. So victory is sweet. So the most important thing about being a front-end engineer is the fact that you don't give up. I know there are a lot of things that you have to work on. You have to learn HTML, you have to learn CSS, you have to learn JavaScript, you have to learn frameworks, you have to learn CSS frameworks, you have to learn GitHub and all of the Git and all of that. But the most important thing is, at the end of the day, victory is sweet. When you want to be able to afford some certain things for your family, take care of your family, take care of your friends and loved ones. All right, you need to keep at it, and in the end, you're going to enjoy being a front-end engineer. All right. So that's it. That is how you can become a front-end engineer in 2022. I hope I have been able to, set you on the right path, set your mind on the right path into becoming a front-end engineer. I sincerely hope I have done that. And if I have, make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel as we get to talk about your journey and my journey and how to become better, both of us, all of us together. And all right, so that's all, folks. Catch you on the next one, and congratulations on being a front-end engineer.